Greetings, my lovely frost pups, and welcome back to one of our lovely art talks. Today, I will be discussing anime, actually. Today, we'll be talking about my favorite anime growing up, why it is my favorite anime, and basically that's the topic for today. More or less. So, what is my favorite anime? Well, my favorite anime, especially growing up, was, and you're probably not going to believe this one, was actually Elfen Lied. If anyone's seen Elfen Lied, you probably can confirm it's probably not a great thing to show to children. But hey, my brother was an interesting fellow. And see, when I was younger, me and my brother, well, my brother would watch me a lot when I was younger. Basically, my parents would go out, do their thing, and my brother would watch me. Sometimes we'd play video games together, but actually, a lot of the times, he actually just watched anime with me. Granted, I didn't know at the time what anime was. No clue at the time. But, seeing as at the time I had no clue what anime was, it's actually more interesting that this thing really still stuck with me to this day. You see, Elfen Lied stuck with me for the one simple reason. It was the first show my brother went out of his way to watch with me. Now you might think, well, that wasn't very smart. I mean, Elfen Lied is it's a dark show. It's got nudity. It's got a lot of death. Lots of death. And yet, my brother chose to watch that with me. Now, my brother wasn't the smartest guy during this time frame, and he probably wouldn't have done it now that he's an adult. But, you live and learn. But Elfen Lied, nonetheless, was basically the first anime I ever watched. Now, I love Elfen Lied. I really, really did. And to this day, I still do. The main character is a psycho, which I have always loved, for reasons. But most importantly, the reason this show has stuck with me all these years is it's something me and my brother truly did together. Now, you might not understand why, that's so important. But if you live a life like me, with a brother who hid most of the time, because me and him are both socially awkward. We have issues. Mostly due to bullying. But that's a story for another time. So I grew up with a very socially awkward brother, just like me. We never really talked. We never really were able to do anything together, for the most part, for years. But the first thing he reached out to me with, the very first thing, was anime. Granted, again, I didn't know it was anime at the time, but he chose to share that portion of his life with me. And it's always meant something to me. Of course, we did watch other shows besides Elfen Lied. The first anime movie I ever watched was Princess Mononoke. The boar scene from the beginning of the movie gave me nightmares for years. And yeah, I watched that movie every night as a kid. I do mean almost every night. every night that I could. My brother even asked me once, why on earth do you watch that every night if it gives you nightmares? And I just liked it. I liked the story. And to this day, it's my favorite Studio Ghibli theme. But back to the story at hand. Those moments matter. And that's why Elfen Lied has always stuck out to me. That's why, if anyone ever asks, I pretty much will always say Elfen Lied is my favorite anime. Even though it's not really my favorite anime. Like, if we're talking about shows I'm watching more recently, my favorite show is Reincarnated as a Slime. But if we're talking all-time favorites, well, Elfen Lied holds a very special place in my heart. And I think it always will. Now, I get that not everybody has a good relationship with their family. Or shoot, I know I don't always have the perfect relationship with mine. I miss my brother dearly and haven't spoken to him in years. Well, it's not years, but it feels like years. He got his life together, got a wife, and haven't really spoken to him much since. Don't get me wrong, I love my brother a lot, and whenever we do get to talk, I love hanging out with him. I would do anything for my brother. And I do mean anything. But one of those things that allowed us to bond and have the relationship that we do, this strong, loving relationship, is anime, and that started with Elfen Lied. So for those lovely people in the world out there who always ask me, why on earth do you like Elfen Lied? Don't you know the main character's a killer? Blah, blah, blah. Well, that's why. It's something I was able to share with my brother. And that's something nobody will ever be able to take away from me. I get the show is a horror anime, and I really shouldn't have watched it in the first place at my age. But that doesn't change the fact that show was influential in my life due to being able to spend time with my brother watching it. I remember my mom and dad were so mad when they came home to me watching that show. So in the comments below, I want you guys to tell me, what's your favorite anime? Why is it your favorite? Is it just a really good show? Or is it like me and does it have some sentimental value to you? That's it for this art talk. I'll see you all next time. Farewell, my lovely Frost Pups.